Welcome back to a Starcraft 2 grudge match, sponsored by Damon, the patron of the best damn Starcraft Cup. We have two hard-hitting, ambitious Starcraft players. From the Silver and/or Gold Leagues, I'm not exactly sure. This match will be 5 matches, $20 to the winner of each match, so potential for up to 100, and $10 to the loser. But let me introduce you. In the bottom right, from the Winter Co-op clan, so that tells you all you need to know. Not walling off against his Zerg opponent, it is FFT Private. And in the top left, the Zerg player, it is Inverse Flux from the Winter Really clan, also very hardcore. We will have to see. It looks like FFT Private has heard all about second pylons. LOL, LOL. At first, Dricket was like, here's how we're going to do the maps, like picks and bans. Because usually what pro players do is like each player will veto a map and then they do map picks. But here, neither of the players actually know the names of the maps, so we're just letting Dricket handle the map pool. And thank you to Dricket for his efforts with that. So that's fine. And we have some conversation, which is a staple of everyone below 2500 MMR. So 2 pylons. It appears FFT Private may have forgotten that he wanted to wall off on the low ground, but that's okay. It happens to the best of us, and also to the rest of us. A gateway, a nexus. These are all things that are happening. A spawning pool for Inverse Flux. Both these players with dozens of actions per minute. Inverse Flux at 69 for a moment there. That's pretty nice. But so much on the line. Pride, glory, dollary dues. Very important. Yes, and these players are being paid. I don't know what they said to Damon or what they said to each other that inspired him, but he is paying to see them fight. So I guess it pays to talk mad shit, or at least some level of shit. I don't know. One setlet is complete. Alright, a bit more. Is Damon? I don't even know if Damon's here, but he will see it at some point. So that's really fuck. I apologize. I decided to physically assault my microphone. I usually like to do it audibly, audio sound waves. The Zealot gonna engage the Zerglings. It's like, wow, I can't believe you built units. What a hacker. Zealot kind of just dies, but we're gonna call in the team and make sure that no shenanigans are indeed afoot. There's a Stalker done a robotics facility, some Zealots in production. Inverse Flux is going to rock out with a 3rd hatchery. He's even spreading some creep here. And eventually I assume he will be spending some of his money, but maybe a little less of it if he's not able to spend it in-game. Don't worry, I am definitely here. Damon only speaks...
I am deaf here.
I am deaf here. No, he's not deaf. He's definitely here, because if he was deaf, he couldn't hear my incredible commentaries on this top-level match. So, a Baneling Nest is on the way. Twilight Council. We're just kind of filling in the whole tech tree here. Eventually, the wall-in will be finished up. Inverse Flux is intent on making plenty of Zerglings. He does not have an incredible drone count, but a Baneling Nest is on the way. He realized that macro games are scary, and why would I play a macro game when I could do a very late Baneling bust instead? That seems like a much more comfortable strategy, but it's swerve! And he decides on a lair and 7 more drones. Now, you might be like, are these players listening to the stream? And I would hope not. Not because I think it would help them, but because I think it would hurt them so much they won't be able to show their mediocre play. It'll somehow be even worse. Because they'll be distracted by, once again, my incredible commentary. Charge is on the way. Not a bad choice. Immortals, charge lots. Maybe at some point we'll get Archons. The Overlord at the Pervert Pillar location. Looks like we're going to throw a shield battery in there. The Forge. Probe got a little distracted. But that's okay. It happens. And it appears we've reached the phase of the game where both players spend a lot of stressful time remembering all the things they've done dozens of times before, but have such a stressful experience actually playing the game, usually forget for at least the first 5 minutes. But here comes an attack. I'm not sure if the Overlord saw it moving out. Charge, it's a timing attack, such as it is, as Charge is about to finish. There aren't that many Zealots. The first creep tumors will be charged. There are a lot of banelings here. Inverse Flux is actually supply blocked, unfortunately. Zerglings and banelings. The charge lot. See the banelings. What? Oh, look at this micro. What a micro god. But then the Zerglings just kind of kill the Zealots. What counter micro? Another Zealot. Just, okay. Well, and then everybody else just walks home. So, the idea was there. The execution... not as great. not as incredible. He successfully gives 3 Zealots away. The idea was good. Like, the idea... And the Warp Prism shows up to the party and was wondering where everybody went, because it showed up like a minute late, and everybody had moved to another location. They decided to just go home because that party was whack, bro. Wait, is whack good or bad? In this case, it's bad, so I'm not sure.
You are now in my service.
Write me like one of your French girls.
Thank you, Kivo13. No parlez-vous français? Whack is bad. Good in a bad way? Yeah, this party is definitely whack. Now the word is getting uncomfortable the more I say it. It's kind of how it goes, though. The probe draws them away. The army looking to engage. The third base under attack. No cancel, but here come the banelings rolling in. Now 1 Zealot defending like this is the Legacy of the Void trailer. There are sentries. The army pulls back just as it starts winning the fight. You can never be too careful. You want to play fair. It looks like FFT Private is eventually going to drive the Zerg army back, but Inverse Flux did slow down that base. And I mean, he put himself out on a limb. He built a third base for only the 3rd time in his Starcraft 2. Remember, by the way, like, what the fuck? Only the 3rd time in his Starcraft 2 career. He's not going to take that risk again. The Immortals are blasting through. More Zerglings. No Banelings as of yet. He's building a few. Baneling speed is done. +1 melee is done. Upgrades trickling in for these players. There is a Warp Prism. The Zealots working their way around, getting the full wraparound on the army, and then not, and then doing it, and then making the Banelings looking for it. Nice surround, a couple force fields kind of doing things. Zerglings, Immortal, Zealots, more Zealots. The Zealots, Immortal, no more. But the Zealots live. Spine Crawlers, more Zerglings, Warp Prism, Zealots, Zerglings. Another spine. More warp-ins? No, micro. And then unmicroed. The Zealot is working on it, but more Zerglings going to work. The upgrades for both sides are changing the equation a bit. Brenda! Where did the creep go? This time there's a real excuse. The Zealots killed it. More Zerglings on the way. The duel continues. That spine crawler is on fire, which is, I mean, kind of weird in general. But, oh, what a beautiful transfuse. More Zerglings coming up. That spine crawler ain't gonna make it. Looks like FFT Private with the charge lots might have what it takes to take game number 1 home, but there's still a few Banelings. 11 drones going down. A 3rd base has been taken. Well, and then Inverse Flux says to FFT Private, hey, I guess you're so much like your mother, because she also charges a lot. There, you can use that one. That spine crawler moving up. Inverse Flux is holding for now. Some Hydras on the way. Keeping up on the upgrades pretty impressively. There's still a lot of charge slots. The Queen using an inject. It's just the Warp Prism. A constant stream of Zealots coming through. Another spine crawler will go down. And it looks like the momentum of the Protoss army is going to be a little bit too much here in game number 1. This time, FFT Private is just, well, yeah, if you look at the supply, you will find that the Wiener Boy, as he was declared, gonna have a tough time coming back from this one. But that doesn't mean he has to leave the game. There are still plenty of buildings that need to be killed before this game actually physically ends. So we still got that. More Zerglings coming out. He's got a dream. 2 Immortals show up to the party. GG. And FFT Private will be taking game number 1. What a solid charge lot build. FFT Private showing his grasp of basic Protoss. Beautifully done there, but we're gonna be playing 5 matches. He takes home 1. He takes home his 20 bucks. But we're moving to Zen. Let's see, for comparison, FFT Private hasn't played displacement matches yet, but last season, FFT Private was silver in 2v2 and did not play 1v1. His career summary says he was platinum in 2018, which was the last time. He says his heart's pumping because of that, the stress, the excitement. His hands are shaking. Inverse Flux, on the other hand, is currently silver 1, but he has gold 1 MMR, which is pretty decent. He also hasn't played for a while, which I assume is the reason for that. So we have, like, a platinum from last year versus kind of almost gold 1. So, the match, like, MMR-wise and skill-wise, and now this is when we whip out our good old-fashioned, like, well, I've been kind of busy, so I haven't really been playing that much. I'm more of a watcher, which is something I heard a whole lot meeting you amazing people at BlizzCon and Home Story Cup and at your mom's house and all of those exciting things. FFT Private once again forgetting he's up against a Zerg and just slap, or maybe he doesn't care. That's also possible. His natural is crazy, LOL. So that's why he put a pylon right next. No, okay, okay. This is... You're the only natural I need. Strong words from Inverse Flux. What? Now, you know how you know we're in the Metal Leagues? Look at that beautiful punctuation. No clue. What? Question mark? Oh, a little bit of that chat tactics here. Inverse Flux pulling out all his best builds. What a play. And the game, it's not just about in the game, it's about around the game and outside of the game. On the field, off the field mentality. Alright, why beat your opponent up in-game if you could beat them up by saying you're better in Twitch chat? In my other account is actually Grandmasters on Korea. Everybody knows that's the way to go. It's a barcode, though, so you wouldn't know it. Too bad. No, I'm not gonna log on now. Alright, not just for you. Just, bro. Actually, Protoss has been imbalanced for 6 years, despite not winning any tournaments. Obviously. As a Terran player myself, I'll have you know that no Terrans besides the good ones have won anything in a long time. We've got a cyber core. We got another gate. I'm not sure how this works as a wall, but... Meanwhile, Inverse Flux is making 6 Zerglings and... Wait. I'm sorry. Wait, and also an Evo chamber. So that... At first, I was like... I wrote y'all in. But then... I inhaled too dramatically. Jesus. Fuck. Alright. Alright. So there's a lot of Zerglings. They're just gonna chill though. Those are Guardianlings who will mind the keep. He just kind of made some Zerglings because let's go to the Inverse Flux action cam, which I'm sure will be enlightening. Is that
your swarm is now bigger and broodier.
Shut the fuck up. What does that even mean? Oh, upgrade complete. Yeah, that makes sense. You know. Oh my god. That's so good. I'm stealing that. He's just got some chillings. Chillings. Oh god, I ruined it. It's ruined. I'm not stealing it anymore. You can have it. Okay, who's using what announcer is FFT private? Any moment now he's gonna get he's not gonna get supply blocked. What a play.
Your research is complete.
Nerds. But here come the Zerglings! He just kind of walked up with a bunch of Zerglings. It's going pretty well. Here's another Stalker. Stalker walking away. Oh, beautiful positioning there. Gets another Zealot. He's going to build an Immortal. One Zealot at a time. Going for the Pylon. That's a smart move. But the Zealots will warp in. He's killed enough here. There's no real follow-up. So, Inverse Flux only has 26 workers. The Zealots are kind of handling it. Like, so, despite this half-hearted, this limp dick attack here, very appropriate for Mr. Wiener Boy. But wait, there's more! It just took a while. And now the Zergling, they're gonna get in. They're just... Oh, he's gonna go for the Pylon, because everybody knows that's a successful long-term strat. Okay, wait. The Zealots. Somehow he's jammed himself into a ridiculous choke point. The Immortal's on the run! The Sim City here from FFT Private is actually quite impressive, I will say. He's gonna lose the Immortal, but he wins my heart, and also the hearts of architects around the world. That Zealot, very intimidating. Looks like the Roaches are gonna back off here, and Inverse Flux will have to make drones for the first time in his StarCraft career. So once again, FFT Private is in prime position to just kind of build a bunch of stuff and walk across the map, but... I mean, there's an observer that could technically scout everything that Inverse Flux has, but more realistically, it would have to be remembered that it exists. So that is something. There's also a Colossus who is so tall, it can see very high up and be hit by air units, but it cannot headbutt them, which is a major design flaw. Oh my god. Is it stuck? Is it fucking stuck? Did he make... What the fuck? Okay, Colossus. Oh, it just kind of tippy-toes its way out of there. Inverse Flux going to be a little supply blocked, unfortunately. This army is... does he know where his opponent's base is? He does have an observer in it. Okay, he's gonna make 9 overlords here from Inverse Flux, which is gonna leave him with a solid... These are the Amnesia Lords, of course. And Here comes FFT Private. Is he going to go straight up the ramp, is the question. Ling's on the way. Spire isn't. Okay, once again, FFT Private having a scary-looking army that will eventually be able to do something, I think. Okay, the army. Gonna go, just gonna slip right on in. One unit at a time, they file into the base. More Zerglings on the way. He could force field the ramp, which is probably a pretty good move. Does he go straight for the Colossus? Yes. It's actually working. Wait, no, wait. I don't. What? He got the other Colossus. This is actually a surprising. Okay, he's gonna. No, that Colossus is really okay. Zealots are killing everything, which you know is bad. A little deja vu here. I don't know where the roaches decided they wanted to go. 2 mutas. Gonna try to solve the problem, which I doubt it. So Inverse Flux has kind of decided I'm just gonna lose all my beautiful force field there. Well, I don't know if one muta is gonna be able to solve this problem. And FFT Private, the macro god, has taken another base and even more gateways. What a high roller. Oh my god, the Zerglings. Guardian Shield is popped. Why? Intimidation, of course. But here comes another round as Inverse Flux will eventually, one at a time, trickle Zerglings. This isn't gonna get any easier here. Broodlings used. There's no force field on the ramp. This base is under attack. This army's actually gonna die. But once again, I'm not sure how much is going to be left. He just kind of runs back into his main, which... Okay. +1 is done. +1 ranged attack, though. Not the greatest engagement for these Zerglings. I'm not sure, like, there's another round of Zealots on the way. They don't have charge, but it appears Inverse Flux is committed to taking as much damage as possible without killing any units. GG! That's gonna be 2 for FFT Private. With his building units and not losing all of them strat. Once again, being a resounding success. Lieutenant Michael the Sour racking up 14 kills. FFT Private says, fuck, oh my god. As one of these players will probably die from a stress-induced heart attack before this ends. We can only dream. Thank you, Wienerhammer, for that sub, by the way, for 10 months. FFT Private says he was terrified when you shut off my robo. Because you know that's the technical term for depowering a robo, is shutting it off. It's like he came up and pressed the no button, or the pause button on the robo. That's gonna be 2 for our Protoss player. Okay, let's go! We're still not sure if he's playing a co-op build or not, but it's gotten him this far. Which, well, in co-op, it encourages you to get a decent amount of workers and expand, whereas according to the rules of laddering in the lower levels. As a Zerg, you're supposed to make a random amount of Zerglings attack and hope they don't know what a wall is. That's most of the early game strat. FFT Private with the classical 2-pylon opener, which is the best build besides almost every other build. And there's the gate. And there's... Oh, Inverse Flux with a suspiciously late GLHF. We can check his base and realize he just forgot, which is fine. Meanwhile, another probe comes down to build another gate. Alright. Will he expand? Another okay. FFT Private is exploring all the possible places to build pylons. He's determined there are at least 3 places you can build pylons. What's he gonna do with it? Because there's no cyber core done yet. We're pretty far off on that. So FFT Private's gonna go with 3 pylons, 2 gateways, and then now of course we slap down the Nexus. Because we're just checking off the whole bingo card of things we need to build. At some point, it appears FFT Private will be remembering a cyber core. And that point is now. Yes. Meanwhile, Inverse Flux gets a Roach Warren. It's more for aesthetics as opposed to being actually useful, because I guarantee you he's going to spend all his money on Zerglings anyways. Meanwhile, a proxy gate at a bit of a confusing timing, considering the cyber core isn't even done. And then the probe just goes home, so that's the end of it. Inverse Flux is now doing his low economy roach attack-ish build. The Zerglings don't have time for no zealot shenanigans, but they decide to make time. This is the, I'm going to invest in an upgrade and then ignore it in order to attack with a bunch of units build. And then build a lair, which is a great Metal League Zerg build, as you all know. Meanwhile, the Zealots are working their way to the proxy gate, which will be a super pylon as Warp Gate completes. And now we wait. Now we wait to see what direction these players want to take. Inverse Flux rocking out. He's going to go to 30-something workers. Meanwhile, Warp Gate's about to complete. There are 3 Zealots going on. Probably more Zealots, as FFT Private has decided to cut out the middleman and kind of just build Zealots. I don't know if he forgot the charge upgrade or if he just isn't bothering with it. But he's going with the 5 Zealot co-op style random 4.5-minute attack. But unfortunately for him, it appears Inverse Flux will be ready. He has roaches and he has Zerglings. And in more than enough number to be able to clean this up, I think. Okay, so the Zealots kind of just... Looks like this co-op mission is going pretty well so far for Inverse Flux. The next group of 4 Zealots is coming together. Now, if 6 Zealots didn't do it, have you considered trying 8 Zealots? Says FFT Private with advanced tactics. Now, does have charge on the way. Where there is a Twilight. Another Overlord about to finish up. Inverse Flux has still a comfortable amount of roaches with roach speed and with +1. Ooh, Ravagers on the way. That's a dangerous tool. A robotics facility at home as we fill in the tech tree. It begins to grow for both sides. That's a lot of zealots, actually. But 10 roaches on the way. There's no... he's a long way off a charge. The roaches and ravagers easily dealing with this first group of zealots. More roaches coming up. This could get weird. It could get into some sort of base trade scenario, depending on exactly the timing Inverse Flux decides to move out. If he does decide to move out, of course. He's taking the long-coveted third base. Charge is 10 seconds out, which is the perfect time to lose all your zealots, as you know. Alright, he's going to go up the ramp. Charge is about to complete. Oh, he turns them around. They start sprinting forward. There should be enough. Oh, Corrosive Bow. Some great stutter step out of Inverse Flux. He has what it takes to defend, but will he follow through? He's taken down the zealots. The critical mass of roaches is maintained. Another wave. The roach count is being whittled down slightly, but the zealot count much more solidly. Even an adept coming across. A counterattack. There's an immortal being produced, which is one way to maybe stop this. A single adept. Inverse Flux knows the zealots came from here, but the adept, a strong distraction. The observer gonna spot all this. The roaches are gonna, well, wait. Oh, he learned, he figured it out. He knows. There is indeed a pylon over here. Immortals, a second immortal being chrono boosted out. Unfortunately, the Dark Shrine is in vision range of the Overlord that literally everyone, has in that position. But we will see. The observer spotting all this. A Spire about to complete for Inverse Flux. Mutas could be helpful. He can't really afford any right now. But optimistically, at some point, maybe he could get 2 or 3 mutas to be very kind to FFT Private and not make too many roaches. A third base on the way as these players on the most even footing we've seen so far in this series. The Dark Templar, quite the kicker. Even if he's technically scouted the Dark Shrine, there is literally no detection. So, that could be devastating. At some point, we'll have to see if Inverse Flux... Wait. If he looks at his... the screen at some point and sees a Dark Shrine, which, you know, is pretty complicated. I don't think he's yet realized. The Dark Templar are on the way across. Now the question is, are they on an attack move or will they run right by? Inverse Flux is slowly growing his army. FFT Private is giving himself a great... Oh, this could be the moment. Wait, where is the drone's coming down from the main? But FFT Private timing out an attack pretty beautifully for the exact same time. Oh, the DTs will slice. Did that give them away? Fuck. The first reaction is not to make any overseers, but it is to type fuck in the chat. So that's, well, that kind of summarizes a whole lot here. Gonna be following the DTs in. They are body blocking pretty well, but once the overseers are out, that is way too much Zerg. He kind of just is gonna lose everything, which may inspire Inverse Flux to actually attack. He's gonna have +2/+2. This is looking like a Zerg victory here, if he can keep it together. There are no upgrades for our Protoss. Just the one Immortal. Some more DTs, but will he make Archons? He will. Here come the Zerglings. A second Immortal is on the way, but the Immortal's out in front of everything. The Overseers are a little late here. This is looking real dicey. The Immortal trying its best. The Archon getting a lot of splash damage involved here. Oh, the shield battery holding, but the Immortal goes down. And this time, the timing attack not gonna pan out. The random Zealot trickle Not nearly enough, and a whole bunch of roaches and ravagers come knocking. 2-1 is the score. And suddenly we have a series. I saw the upgrades. FFT Private saw the upgrades. That was the really thing that sealed the nail in the coffin. It wasn't the fact that his opponent had 100 supply more of units because he threw away dozens of zealots for no reason. It was those pesky upgrades that won the day.
You are now
Thank
in
you,
my
Joker.
service.
But next is on Eternal Empire. I'm shaking. It says Inverse Flex. Both these players, we'll see who has the first heart attack. All 5 matches will be played of this epic grudge match between these two Gold League delusions of grandeur. We will see. Game number 4. Two more matches. Inverse Flux finally able to build a bunch of roaches. And FFT Private a little bit ahead of himself, kind of forgetting all the important parts of having Immortals, Archons, and Charge slots. He decided to forego the Immortals, the Archons, and the Charge for the Zealots, which didn't work out so great. Oh, a gateway in the main. FFT Private, figuring out how to build units in a semi-timely manner. Of course, we're going to make sure we never are late on that second pylon. So, well done there. These builds getting more and more refined as time goes on. Is that going to be a Nexus? Eventually, maybe, possibly. The probe. And then he realizes Cybercore is pretty good. The scouting pool as well. Nexus on the way. And this is about the closest we've gotten to resembling actual build orders. So, impressive work thus far. I'm gonna take it to the private cam, if you know what I mean, for just one moment, so we can get some insight to the action.
Research complete, but have we learned anything?
I'm here in the shadows.
Glory The firstborn shall persevere.
I'm sure I missed a whole lot of exciting action.
I'm here in the shadows.
Glory to glorious
Okay.
combat is upon us.
Oh, first blood. Beautiful Adept Micro. There's just some random ass roaches out here. It's going to be the Adept Glaives, the Resonating Glaives upgrade, which gives an attack speed buff for a few seconds after the shade completes, which is an interesting choice. The roaches are quite a counter. There's only 3 gateways, which is not the ideal number. A robotics facility is in the mail. We'll have to see as these players take their sweet time building up. Thank you, Night Raven. Sweet time. +1 armor is on the way. Plenty of adepts coming in, which they're not terrible against roaches, but they're not the ideal choice compared to, say, Charizards. The roaches are ready to move out now that speed is just started and +1 attack is halfway done. And he's going to be taking the scenic route all the way around the edge here, giving ample time for his opponent. Oh, wait, the roaches? I decided to make sure both paths were covered as they join up. And more roaches on the way. This timing is coming together. Just as +1 is... Well, really, this is not the ideal timing, but he's going to attack. The Adepts. I'm not sure if FFT Private actually understands how the Adept upgrade works, though he may. He throws the shade. Gonna redirect. Gonna try to hop on top. And he goes for it. And those Glaved Adepts going to work. Roaches working a little harder. And the Adepts, well, for a second it looked like the Adepts would all die, but then Inverse Flux decided he'd be very kind and backs off. More gateways coming online. FFT Private, he does have an Immortal as well, some more. That was very nice of Inverse Flux to not just kind of win the game there. Because let's go to the Flux cam as he brings the reinforcements across. He's putting it all together. That he is. He is a, yep.
A mineral field has been depleted.
So that's not always a good thing to hear. So +2 attack is on the way. He's really relying on these Adepts. This is a great demonstration for Blizzard on using those Adepts in the mid-game, which is not a very common thing. But there's only one reason that it's not common. It's because they're fucking terrible. But otherwise, a strong choice. So the shield batteries are up. 57 probes. FFT Private not looking to have any problems except for when the roaches decide to show up. But also very kindly just leave. Another robotics facility is on the way, joining the first one. He built a single observer. That's about it out of the robo so far. The roaches are making sure that they can map out this whole area. Little do they know that it's already been mapped, but unfortunately, since he has yet to download the minimap DLC, he must explore it every game, which is the most obvious explanation. There is one corruptor on the way, which... Okay. That is something you can build when you complete a spire, I do agree. Meanwhile, a fourth base, a very creative fourth base being taken. Oh, shut down. And you know what? Straight up,
Denied.
no fourth base for you. He's gonna force him to take a normal, boring, good fourth base, like the rich Vespine Geyser one. And then, though, after their murder of that probe, the roaches are on the lam. They will back all the way off, just all the way home. The one corruptor, a second corruptor will be joining it. As you know, corruptors hunt in packs. In pairs, not packs. I'm sorry. I was inaccurate. FFT Private gonna move out to take this base. +2 attack is on the way. The Adept, Stalker, and then single Immortal Captain leading the army. 14 more roaches. The roaches are just kind of chilling, but guess what? Where are they going? They're going to the main, which is not where the Protoss army is. So, kind of a weird place to be. Now they move. He's going to go for the base. Will the Adept shade to utilize that upgrade? Otherwise, they're just kind of Adepts. Oh, the target fire! Unfortunately, FFT Private making a critical mistake. He decided to micro, which is not always the greatest choice. A whole bunch of roaches. What an advanced strategy that no one expected. Just kind of obliterating everything. 3 Adepts. Well, the drones are pulled. A lot of them will die. These 3 Adepts, heroes of the day, will pull every single roach back. So what else has been built? Any Immortals? No Immortals on the way. Yet, some Immortals are out, though. There's a lot of shield batteries, but is there enough to actually defend? He has cannons. Zealots being warped in. Where are those Immortals? Could be very helpful right about now. Here come the Stalkers. The Immortals stand by. They know what happened to their brothers. A bunch of roaches. Pretty good. More Immortals are on the way. Charge is now being researched. He may have just misclicked before. The Stalkers running back, but he'll lead him to the only Immortals. 2 more being built. No sentries here. He's going for the Immortals. The micro back. The Immortals so important. He's gonna hit his own forge in anger and desperation. The Immortals are doing a good job. For now, +3 attack is at risk. 2 more Immortals about to finish. +3 attack would be quite helpful. 2 more Immortals finish up. Oh, the upgrade! The upgrade! The Chrono Boost is used at the last second, which is definitely a few seconds too late. The roaches continue barreling through. And suddenly, it looks like Inverse Flux down 2-0. Poised for the reverse sweep. He finally got into the groove of building a fuck ton of roaches, because StarCraft is a very complicated strategy game. Or so my Twitch chat Grandmaster friends tell me. Charge. Never completed. 2 Gs. And it's all gonna come down to the ace match. Who can keep their cool? Who can build the roaches or defend them? Who let the dogs out? Important questions. Damon wanted a special map for the last map. What map is it gonna be? So zombies or lava? Oh wow. ¿Por qué no los dos? FFT Private votes for the lava. they're discussing. They're trying to learn. No, they just want. So chat will decide. Chat, well, you will decide their fate. Lava or zombies? We'll let it go 1 minute. Lava or zombies? The people will decide. Remember, if you subscribe, your vote counts for 3 times as much because you gave me money. This is a hard choice for the people as well. Oh, we're tilting into zombie territory. The problem with zombies, I think, is that potentially they might just die without attacking each other. That is a serious risk. But with the lava, I don't know, it's hard. If the zombie game is too dumb, we could do the lava game, I guess. Then the zombies come in with the reverse sweep. The zombies take it. It'll just promote Turtle. Well, they both say fuck as their official response to zombies. So, just to make that clear. We're going to the Zombie Fest winter map for this Gold League grudge match put on by Damon, Inverse Flux, and FFT Private. Who is the true? Remember to have graphics turned low if potato computer. That's a little late for that. And now, the final match, Game 5, unless it's super dumb, in which case, we'll just do another one. In the what the fuck are these mineral patches? In the bottom left of Zombie Fest Winter. It is FFT Private. And in the top left, it is Inverse Flux. And everywhere else, zombies. This map is designed for 4v4. There are 2 players. That is some of your explanation. My Feng Shuio is fucker. Which, I also hate it when that happens. That is, that's always tough. Oh my god. The numbers are growing. Oh, fuck. And they have the infested Marines. There is a non-small chance that these guys just die. We'll have to see. I don't know how many zombie maps they've played. Oh, he's gonna try to defend the high ground. I don't know what will trigger them. Oh, I love the lights down. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. So the zombies are tuned for 4v4 as well, so that could be concerning. As they dun 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 dun. They're getting closer. What about over here? Spine crawlers already, but How much HP do these guys have? They only have 40. I don't know how much armor they have, but you gotta be careful not to kill the buildings, I don't think, either, but they're both putting up their defenses. I don't know how much they'll matter. Oh no, the zealot has brought the zombies. And now he's probably thinking, oh, no problem. Maybe get a couple more cannons. Call it a day. I think he's going to be very unhappy when he finds out what nighttime looks like. My feng shui-o. FFT Private is chrono boosting for moral support. And neither player really teching up. There is a roach war in here. Shield battery gonna get involved. And night falls on the players. Starting to realize, like, maybe that's that no thanks. Oh wait, here come the Marines. This is a great defense. This, not as great. Not as great. They're just kind of getting in. The zealots are holding. The cannons doing a pretty good job. The roaches are fighting here. I mean, units are being... The shield battery choice was a great one for FFT Private. There's no real shield battery-like options. Those infested Marines have a lot of potential DPS. He's got to get the spines. He has some in the main. The wings trying to hold. Inverse Fuck struggling all around here. It looks like he's going to defend for now. The zealots are getting down the ramp. The hut will actually be killed. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, whoa, Nelly! That could be a problem. And wait a second. You gotta be careful. The cannons... Oh, well, the batteries are holding. They're running out of energy, but they're holding. The cannons need to hold. He's target firing the Marines down, which is actually a super smart move. The batteries are drained. That means the cannons are taking damage. If the cannons fall, then so do the Protoss. The cannons trying to hold the batteries. Trying to charge. Stalker's being built. He built 3 robotics, but he didn't build any units out of them. Cannons attempting. But suddenly, the zombies. Oh, he's really rustled them up now. It's a disaster. The cyber core is down. He's gonna try to fall back to the keep. It's a little late for that, maybe. I don't know, maybe he has a dream. No, he's leading them away. That is a whole... He really stirred the hornet's nest. I'm not sure, like... There's like a trickle over here. And there's a swarm. That's a lot of zombies. Oh... The pro! The pro! The swarm continues. FFT Private. Oh, it's daytime, but the zombies are still fine. Yeah, they don't like burn off at daytime, which kind of sucks here. The rest are going down the ramp. A handful. Oh no, the pro! It's disaster. He's trying to draw it away. If he just gets that one Colossus out, then maybe he won't lose quite as hard. The probes! The probes! The heroes! Trying their best. He may... Wait, there's zombies in the middle. Oh! He's gonna hold. There's still zombies. FFT private. Oh my god. What? Nighttime again? Oh, that... already? My thoughts exactly. What is this? Fucking Norway? I don't... Meanwhile, Inverse Flux has held the line. Well, actually, the swarm is headed towards him. Okay, there's a dream here for FFT Private. I gotta give him credit. Oh, what is that? What is that? What is that? Why does it have so much HP? Oh my god. They kill tumors. So this is gonna fill FFT Private with determination as it becomes more and more obvious that Inverse Flux is struggling against the swarm. Not that much, but the Colossi are holding for now. Every cycle, apparently the upgrades go up for the zombies, so they get harder to kill. At this point, though, it's not like the Colossi are holding. They're holding. FFT Private has a dream. Meanwhile, the Roach... Oh, aberration! It looks like they're making progress. Oh god. Oh no, aberrations are headed towards FFT. That could be a problem. Oh no. Those are not... Oh god. Oh, it's a disaster. Oh. Oh, he's desperately microing back. But they're slapping. How can they slap? The roaches are still holding for now. Well. That was a thing. I say we let them play the lava map. The lava map, at least they can play a game. Let's do the lava map. Yeah. This was fun, though. This was fun. That was Zombie Fest Winter. Lava, lava, lava. $10 to winner of lava map. Oh. The zombie one wasn't a good idea. I knew it wasn't a good idea from the start, but I wanted to see what would happen. And they actually survived longer than I thought. I'll give them that. So, credit to them. Now we go, though, to Annihilation. Annihilation commencing. Oh my god. Stop type. Go, go! They're typing. Far too much. And too many words that aren't worth... Here we go. We're gonna regame a mulligan on game 5. Any moment now as their potatoes spin up their processing speeds. The lava rises in 90 seconds. Terry says, that isn't scientific. Don't listen to Terry. That's boring science stuff. The lava eruption. The low ground of annihilation is subject to a regular lava burst. Units that are below the metal ramps are at risk of a horrific death. When lava rises, nearby steam vents become deadly fire jets that will similarly toast any ground unit nearby over time. The interval between these bursts is unknown, besides the
Seismic
fact it's
activity
known.
is increasing. Caution is advised.
"47 seconds.
Alert. Lava surge imminent. Evacuate low ground immediately.
Inverse flux. Hopefully they understand what the low ground is. We will see very soon. Will the probe scout? "20 seconds on the lava. It's not really the end of the world. It just brings us a little closer. Alright. Let's show the example. Oh! The low grounds are now, well, only for about 10 seconds.
All clear. It is now safe to proceed with mining.
And then you got about
operations.
2 minutes. There are a couple bases that are technically on the low ground, which you gotta be a little careful about that. Looks like both players are gonna take their time macroing up once again. Cybercore is on the way. And it appears we have these players' comfort builds. FFT Private is kill you with a bunch of zealots before you remember how to build units. And Inverse Flux is eventually remembering to build like 70 roaches. Both unique styles with their own effectiveness. Oh, FFT Private mixing it up. Maybe gonna use the fact that lava is on the ground and not in the air. Double Stargate is the choice. +1 air weapons as well. He's really committing to the idea. I think both these players are kind of scared of the lava and unwilling to commit too much. The lava's rising.
Seismic activity is increasing. Caution is advised. Alert. Lava surge imminent. Evacuate low ground immediately.
You gotta be real careful. Even going by these, what are usually not so dangerous.
All clear. It is now safe
No, but
to proceed with
I don't know,
mining
the vents, the
operations.
little blockers. The innocuous blockers. But that's where the lava vents. It's very hard. This is usually, if this was a replay, where we'd speed up until somebody decided to do anything. But in real life, you can't just speed things up. I think I saw a mediocre movie about that at some point. A third Stargate. A bold choice. You gotta be careful about transferring drones during the lava eruption. More injects popping off. And they're building units. And are chilling. And upgrades. Inverse is just kind of going about his business. The Overlord has... Well, technically, Inverse Flux doesn't know if FFT Private is actually AFK. Oh, but wait. Did he spot? He spotted the void
Seismic
rays.
activity is increasing. Caution
Smart
is
moves.
advised.
The
Alert.
lava rises.
Lava surge imminent. Evacuate low ground immediately.
So these jets also hit air, fun fact. So if the void rays or overlords or whatever fly over them, things could be dicey.
Proceed with mining
The rest of the
operations.
map does not hit air, but the vents hit air. Fun fact. Another base being taken. Oh wait, you can kind of just take a base there. You just got to be careful with the timing you transfer. Thank you, El Shane. Now it's anyone's guess when the first unit will die. Not even an overlord has so far. 11 more drones on the way. Hydras, a good response to Void Rays. Void Rays in and of themselves, not the most deadly. Just the fact they're air units, and they hit ground and air, gives them a lot of utility. It might be... Oh, the very first unit will die, or not, as he decides... Was this +1 air weapons into warp gate transition? What a player. So, we're still continuing on the no rush path. Which, okay then. If that's how we're gonna do it. I just want to see someone transfer their workers into the lava. Or maybe just expand to a place they don't realize is on the low ground. We'll have to see. More void rays. Flux. Veins. I don't know why I said it like that. What I really truly mean is it's time for
Flux veins! Flux veins! Flux veins!
Is this peak
Seismic
Starcraft?
activity is increasing. Caution is advised.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Lava surge imminent. Evacuate
Somebody
low
run
ground
into the lava! What? Oh. He got very low. Oh! Oh! Oh, wait! Oh! Oh, God! Apparently this part also gets hit.
clear. It is now safe to proceed.
Alright,
with mining
so 7
operations.
hydras, 5 roaches, and 7 drones. Got hit by that lava surge. And a queen. So... apparently you don't want to be too close to those vents. I don't even know. That's a lot of void rays. 16 void rays with flux veins. So will there be enough hydras? He just kind of kills everything. The hydras are heading towards the main. He's already given up on the base. He's gonna fight. There's that's too many void rays. It appears this might come to an unceremonious end in the most Gold League of manners, as the void rays just kind of kill everything. And that's it. What a dramatic conclusion, as he just kind of fucking dies to void rays. And also a little bit of lava. Honestly, though, if he hadn't lost the 7 hydras and a queen to the lava, then maybe he could have lost a little less hard. So there's that. What a match. Thank you to Damon for inspiring that. And thank you to the players for existing. And congratulations, FFT Private, on its 3 wins, and technically also to Inverse Flux on 3 wins. How did FFT Private manage to have 0.0 screens per minute? Like, he just didn't look at his screen. At no point did he move. I actually need to check the stats here. Oh my god. FFT Private averaging under 1 screen per minute, which is appropriate for a Void Ray player. Which means he moved the camera on average less than 1 screen. So, great job there. Every minute. Yikes. But thank you for watching. That happened. Thank you,